Okay, so in this video, I want to talk about the Excel function called filter. And this function is really helpful if you have a data set and you want to filter it by a certain criteria. So we're looking at data right now that has whether or not patients show up to their medical appointment. And I have all these different neighborhoods that the appointments are taking place in. So by the way, this is a Kaggle data set that you can download yourself, and I'll include the link to this data in the description of this video. Okay. So, suppose I'm interested in one particular neighborhood and I want to create a new data set that only has that neighborhood. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to press this little plus sign, okay, and I'm going to make a new sheet and I'm going to label it the neighborhood that I'm interested in. So I'm interested in this neighborhood, okay, and what I want to do is I want to filter my data just to have that one neighborhood. So I'm going to type in an equal sign, okay, and I'm going to write filter, and then once you see it, you see the formula there. I'm going to open parentheses, and then my cursor right now is in this cell. I want to put my cursor up top here in the equation line here, and the reason being is because I'm about to go back to this spreadsheet, and I want to make sure I have my cursor up here where I can see it and edit it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this spreadsheet. All right, the first thing that the filter equation needs is the array, and that's basically where your data is. So you just want to left click and drag and hold and basically find where your data is. Now this is a huge data set, so if I were to sit here and drag, it would take me a long time. So Excel actually has a shortcut. I can take off my click and then just press Control Shift down, and it will highlight all of the data. You can see the way this is written, it has the name of the sheet, and then it goes A2 all the way down to N 110,528, which is basically, that's how much data there is, so that's good. So basically I've included all of my data in that array, and then I'm going to write a comma, okay, and then you see Excel will tell me it's highlighting that include. So what do we want to include? Okay, we want to include where the neighborhood equals this particular neighborhood that I'm interested in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click, and again I could drag this all the way down, which would take a long time, or I could just press Control Shift down, okay, and then I can see I go from G2 all the way down to the bottom of my data set. And what I want is this to equal the name of that neighborhood, okay, and I'm going to put quotes around that neighborhood name, all right, because it's a string. If it was a number, I wouldn't need those quotes. Okay, I'm going to close parentheses, and then I'm going to press Enter. Okay, and you see there's the data. Okay, now it doesn't take the first row, which had the name of the variables, so I might want to go back here and just copy these and then paste them over here. Okay, so only that top left corner has your equation. And then it basically fills out the rest based off of that equation. Now, the most common mistake that I'll see people make is they'll try to write this equation where there's something else on the spreadsheet. So, for example, like if there's a number, or something else down here where this formula wants to fill it in, instead of taking over and just replacing whatever's there, it'll give you this error message. It's a spill error message. So if you see that, just make sure that you've cleaned up your spreadsheet so that basically that formula can fill in and it's not like overwriting anything. Okay, so we see that we have all of our patients who are from that particular neighborhood now included in this spreadsheet. So filter did its job relatively quickly. And now if we want to change it to a different neighborhood, all we have to do is just change the name of the neighborhood, but I could use the same formula. Okay, so I could actually just copy this one. Suppose I want a different neighborhood. Oops, let me press escape to get out of there. Okay, I'm going to paste it here. And then let's see, what other neighborhood? I might want to do this one instead, so I could copy this and paste that. Paste the name of the neighborhood, and then look at this equation, and now all I have to do is change that, the name of that neighborhood. And we can see all of the data changed. Okay, so again, I would have this. Okay, so I'll save this spreadsheet, and I'll include a link to it in case you want to download it and look at this in a little more detail in the description of this video.